Hi guys, my name is Chinneylove Eze and you're watching Behind the Scenes with Instablock Ninja Media. Chinneylove Eze as a professional is a go-getter. We're Leo, so we always go for what we want. I am determined. I am strong-willed. Very, I'm very focused. Yeah. And personally, Chinneylove Eze is she's soft. She can be soft. Yeah. She's a jolly good fellow. She's a homebody. Homebody. Yeah. What inspired me to join the industry? I would say that I think it was just divine intervention because there was never a time that I sat and said, "Oh, I wanted to be in Nollywood." It just happened. Honestly, it just happened. I started off as an actor. I did one, two, three, four, five films, and then I got the opportunity to produce my first film. And when I produced my first film, I knew that behind the scene was where my passion was, and I just took a backseat on acting. My first major project as a producer was titled The Cartel. That was done in 2012 in Port Harcourt, where I produced it with, it was a Pan-African project. It was like my launch into the film space, yes. And it went to the cinemas and it was quite successful. Yeah, 2012, The Cartel. My journey so far has been nothing short of the grace of God. Because when I look at how far I have come, how many years that I have put in, the people that I started with, I would just say it's the grace of God. God has kept me this far. He's brought me this far. If I'm going to take you through my journey, through my creative process, I would say that my everyday life, living here in Nigeria, is an inspiration. I usually get inspirations from things that go on every day around me. I just get story ideas. I go somewhere quiet and process it. Most of the stories that I tell are my stories, so I just, go ahead to process it, put it down on paper, call a writer, share my vision with the writer. We put it down, and after then, I look at it and say, okay, who do I think would best fit into the character? We start my casting, and then So once we get my script in, we get the perfect cast for it, and we go into production. I would say that because most of the stories are my stories, I already kind of know what I'm looking for in the actors. I look out for believability of that role because there's some very good actors, but they might not necessarily fit the role that you're looking, to cast for. So I just look for believability, and just basically people that can, interpret my vision. A typical day on set for me is hectic. It's so different now that I'm a mother. Because first of all, I have to take care of my baby. I have to make sure she's fine. I have to take care of the home, take care of my husband. And then I get to work. When I get to work, hey, what's going on? Everybody, meet my actors. This is the first day of production. Make sure that everybody's in sync with the story as the director. Put my crew together, make sure that we are all, in line to one goal. And yes, usually productions for me are quite easy because I think I have mastered that part. So, we just always mostly have a smooth sailing on every set. Okay, so everybody that knows me know that most times I just wake up and move. I'm not responsible for anything. I'm not responsible for anybody. My parents, my siblings always tell me the same thing. I've just been a up and go, but now I can't up and go. It's like my whole world has changed, and it's like I didn't even think that I would be able to just wholly, fully give myself to somebody, and here I am. It's quite strange, but I'm loving it. How do I balance being a mom, a wife, and a career woman? It's not easy. Okay, let me give you an instance. For example, yesterday I was on set. We finished by 1 a.m. My daughter was with her father. So I got home and my husband had literally made my daughter sleep all day. By the time I got home, my daughter's eye was popping. She wasn't sleeping. So I had to stay up with her till like 3:30. So I didn't sleep. And I had to come to work at 8. It's not easy. It's really hectic, but we're doing it one step at a time. It's not easy, but it's totally worth it. Being a mom it's kind of impacted and changed, some things about me. It's made me more calmer. It's made me more, I just now I know that there's somebody that looks up to me, somebody that I'm responsible for. So there's some decisions that I can't make anymore. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm not doing everything for myself now. There's another part of me that I have to always consider in every decision that I make. What drives the level of commitment is the passion for the work. I don't know what made people come into Nollywood. I don't know why people are here in Nollywood, but for me, it's passion. I was doing Nollywood based on passion. I love to film. I love filmmaking process. I love to tell stories. I love to impact. I love to, I love when people say, "Oh, Chinny, oh my God, I watch your channel, Chinneylove Eze TV, and your stories are amazing. It's a real life story." I love all of that. So, what drives me is my passion. And if you're passionate about something, you'll be consistently doing it. And of course, it pays my bills. So yeah, I have to be consistent. Abby. So for a creative blog, yes, every once in a while, every creative has that per time where there's nothing in your brain. You can't even process anything. Nothing is making sense. So sometimes I just, take a break, I travel, I go somewhere quiet, or I just log out totally, and just get myself again, and then my brain starts to function. But a lot of times I have to travel to just ease off all the stress of filmmaking and Ninja in quotes. So definitely not directing. I direct. I don't like the process of directing, that's the truth, because it's stressful. I have to be on set from morning till night. I just want to go home to my baby. But I started directing because I tell a lot of girl flick stories, a lot of emotional stories, a lot of stories from the woman angle. And a lot of times I used to work with a lot of male directors that weren't really getting the vision and the interpretation of what I wanted because they were coming from a woman point. So I had to start telling my own story by myself. That's what brought me into directing. But if I was to pick directing and producing, I would pick producing. Producing is very easy. It's like, boom, I can produce a film in like, I just close my eyes and the film is done. It comes easy. It comes easy. I won't say I'm the perfect planner, but everything just aligns at some point. If I'm going to pick writing to producing, producing. I'll say producing. That's if I was going to pick one from the three, producing. Stressful, but I love it. So you're as good as your last film. You're as good as your last film. To make every film like it's your last on earth. Put in put in all the efforts, everything that you can put in to make sure that you make an impression every time you make a film. That's it for me. For me, there's a lot of misconception about me in the industry. There's a lot of misconception. And you don't blame people. It comes from a point where when you want something and you're very outspoken about it, you're being misread. And there's a lot of misconception about the Chinneylove Eze brand. Oh, Chinny is this, Chinny is that, Chinny is this, she's fire, she's this. But a lot of times people meet me, I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know you were this cool. I didn't know you were this sweet. I didn't know you were this awesome. But because I just want to get the job done, it's like, Chinny as a filmmaker is, she's always, but it comes with the job anyway. The biggest change, so for me, change is constant. The industry has been evolving. I can tell you for a fact that I am one, if not the only producer or filmmaker in Nigeria that has evolved from all aspects of filmmaking. So I've done Alaba. We changed from Alaba. I did Alaba, Opera Eureka, Aba, those films, CDs. We used to trade in Alaba. We used to go to Aba. We used to go, all these things to hear, Opera Eureka. I did all of that. And then we transitioned into doing digital, and then we transitioned into doing cinema. And then we are now on the YouTube space. So it's like, it is always evolving. The space is always evolving. Yeah, it's always changing. So it's like, for me, the industry changes. We don't know, after YouTube, we don't know what the next in thing is. Right? So there's really nothing that just takes me because I'm used to the industry changing. I would like to see an industry where there's a union, there's a guild, there's a voice that works, like where the producers feel protected, where the actors feel protected, where, in every department that you're in, you feel protected. Like we have one common voice, one common goal, in the interest of the industry. I can't wait for that time because it's like we're all talking from different voices. This person is doing this. There's no unity. There's no one goal. What is the goal? How do we come together? Can we all speak out together? You see how organized organizers are. Once they say this is how much they're collecting if you pump your tire, everybody sticks to it. Once they say there's a meeting on Thursday morning, all organizers must be there, right? That is how it is. So I want to see an industry where we all have a common goal. Yeah. Okay, so filmmaking, basically, people just see the end product, right? Filmmaking is a spiritual business. It's not all glitz and glam. It's not, it looks fine at the finished product, right? But it is a spiritual business. For you to be able to make a film, anything can go wrong. You can lose your money like this. Do you understand? So you put in a lot of money, and then one day you can decide that your hard drive is not working again, and all your hard-earned money down the drain. We don't get to talk about these things. The risk taking in filmmaking is one of the things that we don't talk about. So that when people that are trying to come into the industry, they know of these things, they understand the level of risk that we take here. Yeah. Biggest sacrifice that I've made for my career is letting go of myself. See, when you're doing as a filmmaker, there's so many things that as Chinny I had to let go of, to navigate and penetrate and, just adapt to the way the industry works. Do you understand? Chinneylove Eze as a person is totally different from Chinneylove Eze as a filmmaker. So yeah, one of the biggest sacrifices that I've made is letting go of myself, right? And just, embracing a totally new me, to fit into this space. So that question is very dicey. Are people still complaining about unfair payments? No, we producers are the ones crying. The actors are like cutting our necks. Like their money is off the roof. This industry was built with love. And by the time, everybody begins to overprice, I don't know how the industry is going to sustain itself, because it's built on love, and passion. I don't think that actors are still complaining about that. When last did you check? We are the ones complaining. Say, actors, please help us. Help us. The money, help us. So that we can still make money as producers. I think actors are now fairly being seen. As an actor now, actors are buying houses, they're buying cars, they're living life, flying business class. They're making good money now in the industry, yeah. No, there's no pay gap. No, I don't think so. In terms of payment in the industry, there's no, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It depends on the value you bring to the table. That's what you're going to be paid on, not necessarily your gender. Is there a mistake that I made in my career that I wish I can undo? No. I think everything that I have done has helped me to be here. So I don't think I regret anything. After all said and done, when I retire, I want to be known for somebody that told real stories. I want to be known for somebody that impacted lives. I'm very big on that. I want to impact life through my stories. I want to impact life through my finances. I want to impact life by just living. Just the fact that I lived, people's lives were impacted. That's my legacy. That's what I want to leave when I go. The secret to my success is hard work. I'm a workaholic. I work so hard. I work hard. I think that's just the secret to my success. And then I'm also always trying to create. I'm always trying to evolve. I told you that I think I'm one of the only filmmakers that have evolved all through the process, from VCD to digital to cinema and all that, because I never want to be caught unaware. I'm always moving with the trend. So that way you can't leave me behind. I'm always one step ahead, baby. So some years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago, I did an event titled Producing on a Budget. And one of the core things that I was trying to teach is people understanding the budget they need to spend if they're focusing on a particular platform. So you cannot have the same budgets if you're doing a film for YouTube and a film that you're doing for Netflix, because Netflix is a high-end streaming platform. They have the money to acquire good money. So if you're going to have to put your content on that platform, you have to go the extra mile. YouTube is free to air, right? It's just people just chilling and watching your channel and all of that. And there's no cap to how much you can make, but there's a kind of so you have to be very very prudent when you're spending on YouTube. But for Netflix, for Amazon Prime, for all these other platforms, Showmax, it's based on the work you put and the effort you put into your project that you receive. So if you want to do projects for those platforms, you have to put in extra money. That's why. So it's the difference with those budgets and YouTube are totally different. I wouldn't blame people for thinking that, because honestly, you can't expect when movies come out almost every other day. You know, what do you expect the audience to think? We're literally putting out movies every day. So they're like, what time do you guys have to create? Because it's a creative process and it takes time, right? So what times are you creating? What time are you making the work, and what time are you putting it out there? How come you're able to pull all this in a week or two? So obviously people just think these people are just playing, but some of us still putting the work to put out good projects, yes. Am I leaving cinemas or the big streamings for YouTube? No, I'm not leaving any platform. I love the fact that my work is on Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube, African Magic. Just the fact that everywhere you go that has Nigerian streaming content, you find my work. I am anywhere the money is, baby. Anywhere, anywhere. That's where I am, basically. Yeah, a lot of people on YouTube, but there's always space for people to shine. What stands me out is my storytelling abilities. That's what keeps my subscribers. That's what Chinneylove Eze TV is known for, our storytelling. We have told amazing stories over the years, so we've been able to grab the mind of the people. I think what just stands me out is the fact that our stories are unique to us and they're very well told. So I would say that I don't want to put it out there that YouTube space has changed totally. When I started YouTube in Lagos, let's say in this side of town. I was one of the pioneers of YouTube, right? I think when we started YouTube, we were literally like four that were doing proper films for YouTube, apart from the OGs like Richard Binabo, Chinancy that were doing, those days they were doing like Enugu films, Asaba films. But like here in Lagos, we were like four. I think we just myself, Udwaki Song, CV, Big Concept, and Royal Art. When we started doing YouTube, it was very easy. There was no pressure. Nobody had pressure. Actors didn't have pressure. Producers didn't have pressure. We were like a family. We were like a team. We'd call each other. We asked each other questions and all of that. And all this changed when everybody showed up on YouTube. It's like everybody's on YouTube now. The space became tight. The competition became stiff. There was so much pressure on producers. There's so much pressure on actors. Everybody wanting to look successful, it was just different. When we started it from a place of, oh, okay, let's have a platform where we can put out our content, right? And it was all love and games. I remember I'll call this person and say, you guys, what's up? How is it? How's it going? What do you think? And we'll all share ideas and we're all happy. We even used to share our earnings, like what we earn with each other. I made this amount, and we'll laugh about it. But now it's like a different ball game. For the pressure that actors are saying that producers have put them on, which is the money part. Yes, there's that pressure, but a lot of actors now, new actors don't even have room for growth. They just go from boom to boom. You can't go from boom to boom and don't expect producers to say, okay, if you're going to charge this amount, you have to be able to deliver to some extent. I think that's what this conversation is about. So basically, you can't just go from this to this and don't expect people to expect from you. It doesn't make sense. If you want to charge me this amount, then, to an extent, you should be able to deliver. Abi? That's it. So I think it's just self-induced pressure. Okay, so for producers using the same kind of actors, I will talk about because I don't think that's the situation when it comes to cinema and streaming, because those platforms give you the ability to be able to just use good actors that can tell your story. So I don't think that is for that. I think it's for YouTube, right? Yes, I think that's the new norm now. But it wasn't like that, like I said, when we started. When I started, I was just telling stories. I'll tell a story, I'll just find actors, all the actors that I used to work with, all the actors that I was privileged to have worked with, all the actors that grew from my platform, that, became visible from my platform, were all new people. I was just telling a story and I was using them. So it wasn't about who we were using, but now the space has evolved to a place where the actors are the ones that determine how successful your film will be. So that's why all the producers are flocking around the same people. Whether they can interpret the story or not, they don't care, right? It's about the numbers. So that's why they flock around the same people. It's YouTube that costs, it's YouTube audience. They will still say, why are you using the same person all over? Use another person now. They will not click, they will not watch. No producer wants to throw their money away now. So when you see that this is where all the audience is gearing to, you key into that. I think that's basically what it is. What does success mean to me? Impacting. When I look back and see the people that I have impacted, when I look back and see the people that have climbed through me, that have grown through me, that have been successful through me, that have impacted one way or the other, either directly or indirectly, that's success. The more people you impact, the more successful you are. My advice for the younger women that are trying to come into this space, be focused. Don't come into the industry based on what you perceive the industry to be. Come based on your passion, on the love of the art, on the love of the craft. Do not be deceived. Come with focus, come with consistency, come with the love for the art. That's the only way that you can strive through the industry. Do I feel the urge to go back in front of camera? Not really. No, well, I played a scene in one of my films that is coming out, Heartbreaks and Diamonds. I played it with Chinny. It was just one scene. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I should go back to acting because I had some fire in that scene. You know, watch out for Heartbreaks and Diamonds. But no, thank you. I'll stay behind the camera. I'll be a producer, pretty producer. So I don't know because the way I do my earnings and the way I do I can't say. You know, at the end of the day, I just look at what I spend and what came in. I have made money from the cinema. I've made money from streaming platforms, good money. I've made money from YouTube. So at the end of the day, I think it's just cumulative. I don't know which gives me more money. I don't know. One lesson, the business of film. Look, if you're here for the wrong reasons, you will just be here for the glitz and glamour. You'll not be making money. I am very true to myself. If I start up something, if it's not working, it's not making sense, I pause, we strategize, I come back. Some people are here just doing in and out, in and out. They're not making money. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the business. I always teach business of film because we're here for the business. Anyway, there's the passion, there's the art, there's the love, but there's also the business because bills have to be paid. My daughter's school fees has to be paid. I have to live my life. You know, so there's the business of film. So I always say to people, the business has to make sense. If it's not making sense, then you're not in the right place. Oh, I take it. I take it all in. I read comments a lot. I take all the criticism. Sometimes you even see some critics. It's like, I know, you even saw the mistakes yourself. You saw that you should have done it this way. You actually know that. And then when it comes, like, I know. Some you did not see it and you just take it with a pinch of, you know. I take it, good or bad, I take it. I don't, it's not personal anyway. So far you're not coming at me, coming at my family. Once it's my work, I take it. It doesn't matter what you say. My project, 99.8% of all my projects are self-funded. I think I just had an investor in one of my projects. Yeah, because it was very big. I wanted to scale up. It was the 5-episode high school series that I did. So I wanted to scale up. So yes, I got an investor. But aside that, it's usually self-funded. Action.
Go down. Close this door for me. Close this door.
Action.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to her. Sorry.
All right. And
You didn't switch back. Sorry. Daniel, come.
Daniel.
Come. I didn't do anything. Oh, thank God. Please, sorry. I didn't lose this head, so I was trying to pull it and it didn't come up. Sorry. Let's go. Stay rolling.
Action.
What did you do? I didn't do anything to her. Thank God. She's awake. And you're Bobby.
Sir, it's like there's something in your face that is scaring her. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me on set. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to Instablog Ninja Media, okay, for more juicy, more exclusive content. Don't go nowhere.